Savage Sword of Conan. Hell yeah. I read through this and I didn't record a video. What am I doing? So gave me an excuse to reread it, and now I'm recording a video. So it's like the third time I'm going through it. Gonna be a lot of fun. We got this really cool cover here on the front. Jason Sean Alexander. This is real sick. I dig it. On the back here, we get this cool looking preview too. How sick is this? And it's saying we got a Roy Thomas story in the next issue, so that's gonna be real fun. I have a whole lot of Roy Thomas Conan that I should pull out for reviewing and talking about, but we're going over this new one here. Kicking off with an advertisement, we get the cool looking map showing us where we are, what's going on. Got the table of contents here. We got some really cool pinups in this book. I like it. We get the second part with parts 3 and 4 of this King Conan story by Jason Aaron. I really dig this art by Jeff Urshwood. And then we get this really good text story by that was Matthew John and Madness on the Mount. It was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. And then we get a Dark Agnes story, Head of Saint Denise. And I don't know nothing about the Saint, but I enjoyed this story quite a bit. So this was a good issue overall. I will say, and check out that pin-up too. Gerardo Zaffino. So good looking. Yeah, this was a fun issue. I had a lot of positive things to say, but I will say the main feature is my least favorite. I think I spoke on it the last time before, but because this is the second half of this one story by Jason Aaron, and I was thinking about it a little bit more when I reread the last part of this story to read them connected together back to back, and not just separated by the month. And my whole deal with this is, it hit me. I stopped reading the Marvel Conan books when Jason Aaron was writing it. I picked it up a little bit later to see if I'd dig it again, and I believe he was still writing it then too. And I wasn't caring for it. Maybe if I read the whole thing together, I'd like it more. But I think I just don't care for his Conan. Might be what it is, because I wasn't loving what was going on before, and I didn't love this. It's fun, it's alright. The artwork is what really saves it for me. And the artwork in this is so good. So the issue kicks off with Conan confronting this witch hunter and his crew of sadistic guys. And it's just too on the nose for me. The anti-religion motif is just too on the nose, and I don't like just how thoroughly Conan embraces the magic in the story. Because that's kind of always been his thing, is there will be magic around him, but he ain't using it. He ain't wanting nothing to do with it. It's ill. And just like it turned me off with him kind of teaming up with and liking the witch. Like, I can see him not being for the mass slaughter of people, but I still can't see him positively aiding and appreciating a straight up witch like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not meaning to sound too negative, because I feel like the last couple Conan videos I've had something negative to say about it, and I'm usually so positive with these books. But I'll say this, I didn't get any of the overwhelming dark print like I did in the last issue. I remember that last issue, that Tim Sale print was so dark I could hardly see a thing in it. But we get lots of fantastic art in this. We get plenty of action. Like, you're not going to be starved for violence at all with this issue here. I say as I turn to a guy getting cut in half. And this is so gruesome too, how he just kind of fuses, molds back together. Like, that's some serious dark magic right there. But it is a clever twist of having the leader of the witch hunters be a sorcerer himself. and just his straight up hatred of magic and using it. And I get towards the end where they tie the reflecting of "you and I aren't so different, Conan" sort of thing he does, as Conan's using the magic sword to take the magical witch hunter down. And there's a big old twist at the end of this too, where Conan knocks up this witch here and bears a child. And like his future kin is a sorcerer himself. Like, that rubs me the wrong way a bit, even though I get the positive message it had at the end where King Khan tells his folks. This is so gruesome too. I love that, where King Kong tells his folks to turn around and leave the witches be. But this bit about Conan actually praying and praying to this other god, albeit prayer and curses and spit. Again, I don't like the idea of Conan actually praying to a god, but I get what they're going for with it not being a true prayer, but being a prayer all the same. That's funny. Yeah, I'm a little iffy on it either way, but I can just say, it's not for me, and I think I've given Jason Aaron's take on Conan enough to just recognize it. I don't love it. It's not my favorite Conan. But, that don't make it a bad story. It just means it's not my personal favorite. And Lord knows there's so many Conan comics. I have plenty to choose from if I want to dive into the well. But this is what bothered me about this whole issue more than anything else, was just this little inconsistency where all of a sudden Conan has no beard when we see him and he appears here. Like, if we look just pages before, like just right here, we see him as they're riding up towards right here, and this is the end of part 4 right here. So here we got part 5. So maybe just when we segued to the different parts, the artist forgot to put the facial hair, or maybe they just chose to have him shaved. But why would he be shaven there? I don't know. That just kind of irked me a little bit, because it took me out of it a bit just with the noticing that he doesn't have any facial hair. But whatever. This is still a pretty sick fight, so I ain't complaining. And we get this awesome double page spread coming up here. Oh, he looks so gross there. Look at that. That's so radical with all those vines and things popping out of him, like, ugh. Yeah, there we go. That's that double page spread I was talking about. And that's so cool. That's sick. I love it. Just hacking away. Yeah, this is pretty cool here. I dig this. Like I say, it's not my favorite take on Conan, just the direction of the story and everything, but the action's still hella sick. The artwork's good. Like, I had a good time with it. I just got to kind of shrug my shoulders and say, hey, Conan's growing and evolving, and just like any other comic character, he's written by different people, and you like some more than others. But yeah, this is the whole making love to the witch in the sky thing right here. And then he knocks her up. And then we see the far flash forward prologue. And King Kong just being like, nah, let's just leave those witches be. And we see that that sorcerer up on top there. But man, this was fun. But this story right here, this short story by Matthew John, was so good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's really short. It's pretty much 2 pages and a pinup, but it is so good. and it's just taking place shortly after the Frost Giant's daughter story, and Conan picking up with that crew, and them meeting up with some people and going off to rescue some folks who've been lost out in the forest for a while, and they're gonna hunt a dude down, and man, they just get wrecked because there's this alien meteor, and it starts possessing some people and making them do some real gnarly stuff, turning into like tree folk. And here we can see a little illustration of that, and that looks so cool. Yeah, I dig that. This was a fantastic story. Really short, like I say, just 2 pages in this one pinup, but it was phenomenal. Like, in that 2-page space, like, it was tight. You got a really good atmospheric story with a little bit of dread and a lot of action. I loved it. That was so much fun. And then we get a really cool Dark Agnes story, and I really love this character. I've grown to love her so much just reading her in various different comics and such, and she's like such a bad bitch. She's so cool. But I will say, I did like the story from the Blackstone crossover issue of Savage Sword a bit more. No knock on this author here. Michael Downs did a fantastic job, and this artwork is great too. I just had a little bit more fun with that, and I thought I don't know, I really enjoyed the fast, fun pacing and the manga-influenced artwork. I thought was a really good change of pace to give it a very different feel, and I dug that. But this story is really good too, and she's just getting lost up in the forest here, cutting down some folk that are hunting her down, and we get this great spooky bit right here where she encounters the ghost spirit of Saint Denis here, and it's so creepy with the carrying the head, and I just very much enjoy this bit of characterization of him telling her to repent, and her just standing straight up to him and telling him, "I repent nothing." And then he just turns away. And we get some great internal monologue stuff that's talking about how she didn't have anything to repent for then, but she didn't realize it was more of a warning for the future. So it's like, ooh, that bodes ominous for the future. Like, I want to know what's going on. I really hope she gets an ongoing feature and or a permanent little spot as a backup feature in these Savage Sword books, because I really love her character a lot. I like all these characters. I will say I would very much enjoy one of her and Solomon Kane the most. I'd say even I think she there's a lot more to offer with her than there maybe even is Solomon Kane, just as far as like new, fun, exciting stuff. But yeah, a plethora of interesting characters just within the Robert Howard universe. But I had a lot of fun with this book.